Sup, Tony? How are you, sir? Sup, Cody? How are you, sir? No, we're gonna do it this time. See if it makes any difference. Farming Simulator 25. Farming Sim 25. No. Paste. Oh yeah, what's up, Jesse? How are you tonight, sir? There we go. Conservative Seth. Alright. See how that plays out. Alright. So we got a huge mess to clean up tonight. And even a bigger mess to make. So since the last live stream, I did come in here and start clearing out these trees. And I lost patience with it. I took, what was it, 3? I filled these trucks up 3 times. And I was just like, I'm done with that. So I just been cutting them down. And I put this here, which is supposed to be a storage. But I guess you can't withdraw them until you get to 1.5 million. Because if you go in here, 1.5 million. I mean, we're getting close. We're over halfway there. Okay, we're not close. We're slightly over halfway there. But yeah, I really hope that I can withdraw that, because if not, I might have screwed up. I'm pretty good, fellers. Thank you for asking. But yeah, so I've cut down. I did put the chicken houses in here. I got the chickens going. We already got baby chickens. Oh wait, no. Do we have baby chickens? No, we don't. We don't have baby chickens yet. But we do have 300 chickens, 3 roosters. They are spitting out eggs. So, got that going for us. Busy roosters. Well, a lot of chicken. Yep. Even though they have 100 different chickens to choose from, they're still gonna fight over the same one. Watch. I bet. I don't think there's any gameplay mechanics. If you have more roosters, does it the speed up reproduction? I don't think so. You just need at least 1 rooster for them to reproduce, correct? I just realized that I did not join. I'm in the wrong Discord. There we go. Maybe you should have 4 roosters. Calm down, Brandon. I can't even see where the wood stops. Giggity. Giggy. Redneck Gaming, how are you, sir? How are you this evening, friend? Okay, I mean, no, you're all about them roosters, sir. That's what you've been concerned about. The roosters and their habits. Redneck Gaming, thank you for the $1 super chat, sir. Much appreciated. No. I mean, look back at the chat, sir. I'm just stating facts here, okay? Facts. Yeah, but you're not Brandon, because Brandon is all about he's not solely focused on chickens. I mean, he does appreciate geese, ducks, just the whole farm bird category. And another $1, sir. Thank you, much appreciated. Goats. I mean, it was a sheep that he was very upset. It wasn't even his sheep either. That's what makes it even more odd. It wasn't even his sheep, and he was quite upset that they were gonna slice and dice it. Man, where's the Stumpy gone? I just chop them all. I'm pretty good, sir. I am kicking wing. Did I watch the ARCA race? No. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a race of any kind. It's been... God damn, it's been quite a few years. Since the last had cable. It's the last time I've watched a race of any kind. Well, boom. Quite a few years ago. I tried my best to watch a NASCAR race when they were at Dover, and with all the rule changes, I just not for me. Not for me. They have ruined the sport in my opinion. Cleves McFarlane raced in the ARCA series. I don't even know who that is. Full honesty, I have no clue who Cleves McFarlane is. When you said Cletus, my mind went to Cletus T. Judd. Because Earl had a deck. Wait, no, it wasn't. What was his version? He's a YouTuber. Oh. You know, this may shock a lot of people, but I don't watch many YouTubers. I've said it before. I do not want. The only people I really watch anymore. Every now and then I watch Proper People. I love the Proper People. It's the only abandoned channel I like. The others just try to be like too edgy. Like they try to be the Zach Bagans of the abandoned building world. And it's just not for me. I like the Proper People. The Proper People are like the Taps version of abandoned places videos, if that makes any sense. I do watch KYR Speedy from time to time if he's playing a game that I'm interested in. I watch McNasty from time to time just for a good laugh. And that's about it. I love NASCAR. Cleus T. Judd. My favorite was It's a Great Day to Be a Guy. It's a great day to be a guy. And then Willie's got a big deck. Has a 6'9" Camaro drag car. Interesting. I don't even know who the guy is. And then when you said McFarlane, I think Seth MacFarlane. That's even the same. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's how you spell it. I think it's McFarlane, not McFarland. McFarlane or something. I could be wrong. I don't watch a ton of YouTube. I think it's Ed. Oh, that's a lie. I do watch. I like to put on the PED poachers videos with Alex Rosen. I'll watch the hell out of those. Other than that, I don't really watch it a ton. Usually when I'm sitting here modding or something, I'll turn something on YouTube in the background, and that's about it. Do watch the hell out of TikTok. When I'm in the restroom or laying down before I fall asleep. I don't know how anyone can watch Dale Jr.'s podcast and not just instantly love the guy. The guy is... he's friggin' hilarious. I saw that he revealed he's going to be racing the All-Star car again. Or the All-Star paint scheme again. Iconic paint job. But my favorite Dale Jr. paint job of all time is the Gray Ghost. I absolutely love that car. Dale Jr. is my favorite car, or favorite driver. I was a Bill Elliott fan until Bill Elliott stopped driving the number 94 McDonald's car. And then I became a Dale Jr. fan when I was a Dale Jr. fan when he was in Busch Series, and then when he came up to Winston Cup, that was my driver, because that was the same year that Bill went to the number 9 Dodge car. Did absolutely nothing. So naturally, when Dale Jr. retired and Chase Elliott stepped up, I was a Chase Elliott fan. Because I was a fan of his father, not just because he's a winner. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. I said I'm a fan, but I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched one single, whatever it's called now. Back in my day, I'm gonna show my age. Back in my day, it was the Winston Cup series. I have no, and then I went to the Nextel Cup. I have no clue what it's considered now. Wasn't it a Monster Energy Cup at one point in time? I have no clue what it is anymore. Can we all just appreciate that Nextel became so popular because basically it's a walkie-talkie that you could use anywhere, and then once people realized that you could do the same thing through like a text message, it quickly faded off, and it is just one of those obscure early 2000s brands that no longer exist. It doesn't exist anymore, right? I don't think it does. Xfinity now? Wait, so Xfinity, because wasn't the Bush series the Xfinity series for a while too? That's what Comcast is doing with all my internet money. They're sponsoring everything because they sponsored WrestleMania too. Your name's Chase? Chase the Boss Hog. I still say one of the coolest vehicles I've ever seen. Coolest trucks I think I've ever seen was Dale Jr. They used to have them like every time the races came to Dover, the Walmart I used to work at, they'd have like cars set up that had like a whole display thing in the middle of the store, like outside. You know how they have the middle section that dips in between the two doors? That used to be always filled with like cars, demo cars and stuff like that. And they had, Dale Jr. had like it almost looked like a pit box out there with like you could play whatever NASCAR game that was out at that time, and it was, the trailer was pulled by a Chevy Kodiak 4500 that was painted up like his car, had the regular truck bed on it and everything. That thing was sharp as hell. Still one of my favorite trucks I've ever seen in person. Oh, so Craftsman still has the truck series. Holding it off all the time. And that's my username because my favorite, it's my favorite from Duke's Feather. Nice. Just a good old boy. Boom, boom. Ship it on a pina colada. Is Kyle Busch still banned from competing in multiple series at a time? Well, not specifically Kyle Busch. Everybody. He was just the one that was most upset about it. Kyle got banned. Wait, from NASCAR completely? I'm shocked they let Kurt back in after wasn't he found guilty of his charges here in Delaware? the first ever NASCAR race, and you can look it up. It's the what's it, MNBA 400 from 2000. I think it was it MNBA 400. It's the first race after 9/11. It was the first sporting event after 9/11 happened. That was my first race. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. won it. That was like the perfect first race because the Grand Marshal was Cal Ripken Jr., Baltimore Orioles fan. So I was like, it's like, that's cool. Watch him go around the track. And then Dale Jr. ended up winning. And in his car was Wilson, the volleyball from Castaway. Tom Hanks being one of my favorite actors. So I was like, it's like a perfect combination. Kyle retired. He retired from the main series. Was he not winning anymore, so he decided to retire? So watch it back. I think the last time I watched it, Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart were still racing. That's how long it's been since I watched it. Oh, smoke. I do gotta sit down and watch that new Earnhardt documentary on Amazon Prime. I fully play. I think it came out. It's the first 2 episodes came out yesterday, and then the last 2 come out on the 27th. So many trees. I'm clearing these out because I'm going to put the cow barns over here too. Just have all of our animals. Well, my animal. Actually, I think I'm about putting a goat barn over. Because I want goats. Itty bitty goats. Now, I'll put one over here. I'm going to put 2 cow barns over here. And a goat barn. Timber. No, it's already fallen down. I've cut most of them. I still have more to cut. I am trying my best here to clean it up. This was all trees, so for just perspective, the trees started over here, and I have cut all that all the way back to where that tree line is. I cut all that down, and then I've cut all this down all the way to that tree line. And I was cutting it down with the processor, and I filled these trailers up 3 times, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. I'm just gonna put because they're filling up so fast. I was cutting it down so fast and filling it up so fast. I was like, I'll just put in a storage thing here. And then I started chopping them down with a chainsaw and just dragging them over here. I just really hope I can pull this out. That's what he said. I was asking if Kyle got banned, not saying he was banned, by the way. Oh. No. He would go and race in like every series. So he had an advantage on Sunday. So they made it so if you race, you could only race in one series a weekend or something like that, and he got really butthurt about it. I remember seeing a video of him crying about it. It's like, it's not fair to us to want to compete in multiple divisions. It's like, no, it's not fair to everyone else that you're on the track all weekend and you know everything about the track, and then you come in and win all the races because you have no life. I couldn't stand that misery. I'm glad he's gone. Now Joey Logano needs to get gone. I say I don't keep up with sports, but I watch TikTok and I've seen the videos, and Joey Logano is just as whiny and bitchy as Kyle Busch. I said what I said. Oh, hello, Mr. Sniffles.
I know, sorry.
Oh, shit.
My allergies. Oh God, my allergies have been good for like, well, since it started raining. Of course, I go outside just for like a minute. Here we go.
Sorry about that. I knocked over my cup, and I had to clean up. Ah, man. Hopefully I got it all up.
Yeah.
I made a mess.
Been there. What kind of mess?
I have half a cup of pina colada.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Yeah, and it was closer to my hand than I thought it was, and I went to grab it and just shoved it right over.
The frequency in which I do that is impressive. I actually have a cup holder at work so that I don't do that. It's one thing if I'm here and I knock shit over. I'm like, oh, come on. But at work, absolutely not.
Usually I keep it off to the right of me, and for some reason I had it sitting directly in front of me tonight.
Sometimes I'll put stuff right in front of the monitor. And no rhyme or reason. Even at work. But what this thing is you put the cup in it, and it's kind of like a koozie, I guess. But you put your cup in it, and it's got a really heavy weighted bottom, so that if you were to hit it, it's not gonna knock it over. It'll just kind of slide it. And I got one of those big. I have one here too. I think it's like a gigantic mouse pad that's 3.5 or 4 feet long.
Yeah, it goes across the whole width.
Yeah. I got one of those for work too. So basically, if I just put my drink down, so I'm notorious for putting it right down next to my mouse. So if I'm gonna move over to the other screen, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna hit that and knock it over. But all it does is just slides it. It's pretty nice, pretty handy little tool.
My stuff's actually get one of those safer next to my mouse hand for some odd reason. It's only when I put it in front of me that I screw up somehow.
Well, if I use the mouse left-handed, then all bets are off. Because normally I'll keep my...
Ew.
In this office, down here, I'll keep the drinks to the left side of me, almost at the edge of the desk.
I don't understand how you use the mouse left-handed. That's just weird.
I have well, for work, I have an ambidextrous mouse.
Still weird. I could not get in the habit of using it with my left hand.
Oh. Well, I'm ambidextrous. So, if I get
fancy pants.
I know, right? Fancy pants, Rich McGee over here.
Might go both ways.
So there are certain things depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a lot of PowerPoint stuff, where it's just a lot of dragging and clicking and stuff like that, I will typically use my right hand. But for Excel stuff, I'll just I like to have my because my keyboard has the mouse pad on it, or not the mouse pad, the number pad on it. So and that's on the right side of the keyboard. So if I use my left hand, with the mouse, I can just keep my hand on the number pad. So, works out well. Sometimes I'll, like, mess up the clicking, but I have a preset, so it'll just, like, switch it over. But it'll keep the... It'll swap the left click and right click. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had any background noise for the. Well, I just was listening to Spotify, but I've had like the trial going all week long in the background. And
then like
up
nothing.
Thursday, and they're like, "Oh, court's out until Tuesday." Son of a! What am I gonna do now?
Man, Wednesday was weird.
It was just like talk to all the jurors.
Yeah, and that took like almost 2 hours, and then she came, and then when they came back, she's like, all right, like, sorry for that took so long, and then like we're gonna have like a no morning break or something like that, and then like lunch is only gonna be like a half an hour because we have a lot to fit in. And then they like need a sidebar, and then it's like, okay, well, we're gonna give you like, now's a good time for the morning break, and it's like, bitch, it's like 11 o'clock. Why do, and like everyone spent their morning on a break, essentially.
Yeah.
And then they I like what the defense is doing, in a sense. So did you see anything with the brain surgeon guy?
A little bit.
So the Commonwealth, I'm pretty sure, was planning on the defense like cross-examining him for the rest of the day on Wednesday. And they asked like 3 questions, and then we're done with him. So they had to take their morning break because pretty sure that Brennan told Hanley, the witness that they like took off the stand to put in the brain surgeon who flew in for the day. I'm sure that Brennan told her to like show up maybe in the afternoon sometime. So they took the morning recess and then got her back. And then the cross-examination for her only lasted like maybe a half an hour. No, it was a little bit longer, but I think they assumed that was going to take some time too. And that's why Bev was saying, like, oh, like, we're going to stop early because we're actually ahead of schedule, and instead of having court on Thursday, like, or a half-day Thursday, we're just not going to do it because, like, we're all good here. And I'm pretty sure it's because the Commonwealth thought that the cross-examination between the two of them was going to take a couple days. So they have no witnesses lined up, and the expert that they're bringing in is, like, scheduled to come in next week. So they have nothing until then. And it's like, Bev has no problem being like, oh, yeah, like, you know, like 5-day long weekend, no problem. But at the same time, is like yelling at the defense for like delaying the trial. It's like, bitch, you're delaying the trial by 5 days because the Commonwealth can't get their witnesses. Week? Yeah, but
she gotta get crunk
because the Commonwealth can't get their witnesses together. But the best part about the brain surgeon guy is like he already in direct examination, which is like the stupidest thing ever, like huge mistake by Brennan, is like the surgeon originally went along with their, what they told him to say is that like, oh yeah, the only way that this could happen is if he like fell backwards. This is from a fall. But he spent like 5 minutes talking about like why he has experience in it, being in Minnesota, because like all the drunk people like slip on ice and fall backwards and crack their head open.
Yeah,
and so like the cross on that one was, so he just like left the door open, and then while saying like this is the only way it could have happened, basically said like, yeah, this wasn't from getting hit by a car, but it's also it could be from just like slipping and falling on ice or a slippery surface. And it doesn't have to be hard ground, it could be anything, because he said ice. So that's what I'm pretty sure they had like a pretty like decently long cross-examination ready to go. And as soon as he said those things, they're like, okay. So like, for the record, just want to make sure that like this is what you said, right? And he's like, yep, that's what I said. And they're like, okay, nothing further. And I know so they're guessing because it's like full day. Was it full day Tuesday, full day Wednesday, half day Thursday next week? And everyone's guessing that the Commonwealth's going to wrap up Wednesday. And that the half day on Thursday is because it's assumed that like the defense is going to file a motion for dismissal, and there's going to be like a handful of motions between like the Commonwealth handing over the case to the defense. There's going to be a handful of motions on both sides, so they assumed that like Thursday afternoon was going to take care of that. But I think this is actually going to like push everything up by a day. So I'm going to guess that next week's going to get screwed up too. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if I was talking about it with you. Like, as of right now, based on all the witnesses that the Commonwealth has called, like, if you're a juror sitting there, like, what have you learned so far? You've learned that
people are a bunch of drunken idiots.
Well, I mean, like, from a factual thing, like, they're trying to prove a case that Karen, like, backed into him and killed him, right? The only thing they've established right now is that, like, 1, everyone was drunk. 2, like, John died. And 3, like, Karen was driving a car. And, like, that's about it.
Driving in snow that was like literally up to the
tire tread,
the wheel. Yeah.
Not even.
That one video.
It was less than an inch of snow.
One video they showed the snow was like halfway up to like there was no clearance between the bottom of her car and the snow. I think that was the next day. Yeah.
That was the next day, because so like it started overnight, kind of, but it didn't pick up until like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is like, typical for storms around here.
Who's the curly haired geek that's the on her team?
Oh my
Leslie?
god, my favorite.
Oh,
yeah,
he's so
I love
annoying.
Alessi. I love Alessi.
He's so annoying. So you misrepresented your qualifications. No.
Yeah, he sure as fuck did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Any logical person would look at that
And assume
filed in
that he
2023 with the in parentheses 2024 would understand that he is pursuing it. And
Let's
the
put it
fact
this way,
that it
all
went
right?
into 2024, he included pursuing. I mean, come
He's
on.
our age. He is our age.
Oh, yeah, and that hairdo.
Let's put it this way. We both enrolled in college at the same time. Me and this guy. All right? The difference is I put my honest graduation date on there. Like, I didn't graduate on time. I had to take a summer class in order to graduate because I changed my majors. It's like, I knew that, but mine doesn't say, like, May of 2011. Mine says, like, September of 2011. But I'm honest about that. On my resume, it says that I graduated in September of 2011. But you can't put a start date and end date because it's not assumed that you're going to graduate then. Because it means nothing. It means nothing. It's like, cool. All right, so you're in school now. That doesn't help your credentials to begin with. Because you haven't completed it.
Both documents are the same thing that he did.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What's the difference between that and me just being like, oh, I applied to Harvard, and then just have that on my resume? Like, waiting to hear back. It's no different, dude.
I mean, applying and actively pursuing.
He's not even actively pursuing. That's the thing. It's been 17 years.
Oh,
he's not actively. He enrolled. I'm saying that's why this is ridiculous. Is because
I thought he went back to get this.
No, he and I enrolled in college at the same time, the same year, 2007. Okay? The difference is I have a completion date on my resume. He does not. And his has shifted. His timeline has shifted from, like, it started in, like, 2015, and he's just, like, bumped the date by 2 years anytime he updates his resume. Like, he never has completed it. To the point where, like, he's been doing this for so long that they changed the name of his major at that school without him knowing. So the degree that he has on his resume doesn't even exist anymore. So, but he has it on his professional, he has it on his LinkedIn, he has it on the company's bio page, he has it listed everywhere. And to prove that I'm right on this, you know what Aperture did the next day after that testimony? They removed the LinkedIn. What?
I said changed it.
They removed the LinkedIn profiles, like, on Aperture's site for, like, his bio. They removed his LinkedIn pages and stuff, and they changed his education to associate's degree, which is the only thing that he has completed. So, like, he's a straight up fraud. And they picked this little minion because he was the one that could, like, essentially, like, provide the groundwork information to, like, Welcher, who's going to be coming in next week. And he's basing all of his shit on the work that this guy did. And this guy has admitted the only reason why he's doing the work that he's doing and, like, making this timeline is because it matches whatever the expert guy, like his boss, is coming in with next week. So, like, not to mention he, like, copied and pasted his, like, emails and Like, he's a straight up fraud.
God, he did look like a minion.
Yeah. So like I feel bad that he's a pawn in this game, and like Aperture's in a really tough spot because if they fire him, then they're owning up to the fact that like they effed this whole thing up. But like he damn sure is not going to be doing any casework ever again. Like, they're going to keep him on payroll, but he's probably not going to work. Like, it was really, really bad. And like, I listen to, so like, I try to stay as unbiased as possible for this kind of stuff.
Do you though?
I do.
I don't know.
Like, do I have my bias in terms of like small town cop corruption? Yes, I do have a bias towards that because I do know that that's a real thing that does happen in Massachusetts. It's very common. So like, am I biased about that? Yeah. But like, this time around, I think I'm less on the conspiracy theory. Like, truthfully, I think this is just like the quality of investigation, but it's mixed in the result of the quality of, well, let's put it this way, the result of the quality of this investigation stemmed from this conspiracy that involved a couple people, but their influence is so much and it spans throughout the Mass State Police that like you're just seeing this trial, you're just seeing the incompetence. So let's say like Proctor came up to this like the Burgess kid, Shannon with one N, and was like, I want you to make me a report that says this, and then here's the information. That guy would sit there and be like, okay, because that's what he did. So you just have true incompetence mixed in with like, it's unfortunate that the people in the house are the ones that are the conspiracy.
I still stick by that Higgins.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Had him killed.
But you know what's also funny is that, like, coming out of one of the sidebars this week, Bev like told the jury, she's just like, straight up said like, listen, I know that you don't like sidebars, like we don't like them either. And it's like, okay, that's really interesting. And there's 1,000%, and they've been saying this a lot about like the podcasts and stuff, that like it's a younger jury. And
yeah, I've seen it's a lot of young people.
They have no problem like complaining about stuff. And so like it's obvious that the jury has complained multiple times about the number of sidebars that they have. And I think that's hilarious.
I don't know. I haven't seen one sidebar. I just see sidebars. Sidebars.
Oh, so sorry. Yes. Yeah, sidebar. Although Yanetti's the only lawyer from Massachusetts. Well, he's not even from Massachusetts, like practicing in Massachusetts. Alessi, surprise, surprise, from New York.
Canton, New York. Canton, New York. Canton, New York. We're in Massachusetts. I'm sorry, Massachusetts. Just like that one time where she was like, she addressed it. She's like, we started off with a side pod. That way we could cut down how many we have for today. And then it was like 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes later, he was like, can I have a sidebar? And she's like, no, we just addressed this. And he stomped his foot. I demand to be heard.
No, yeah. He just said, he's like, I really need to be seen by this. Yep. I don't know. I mean, this is going to be wrapped up like.
Everybody said I get that it goes along with the conspiracy.
Like 2 weeks.
Everybody I see says that she sides with the prosecution on everything, but she really hasn't overruled any objection from either side. There's one or two maybe a day, but she's been shooting pretty straight down the line there.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, she has.
Not saying, no, she doesn't say, because in Massachusetts they don't say like sustained and stuff, so they just say like, I'll allow it.
Yeah, she's been doing it for both sides. Like she hasn't favored one side or the other.
No, because the jury's brought that up too.
I haven't seen it.
Yep. The jury made a stink early on because the defense was like asking questions, and like Brennan's team was objecting to all the stuff, and then Bev would be like that's sustained and strike it for everything, to the point where the jury actually like asked the bailiff why the prosecution can do all of the like asking all the questions, and like the judge isn't letting the defense talk.
That might have been the first week, but since I've tuned in, she's been pretty she's allowing everything at this point. Like I said, there's one or two overruled, and a lot of times, like, what was it? Was it Wednesday where like they kept objecting? Well, what's his name was up, and she kept
Lally.
Like, yeah,
that was the last day. Yeah, Lally was just like, let me give you a little impression of Jackson, and then just went off and was just like, this person said this person said this person said this, even though it was just being objected to every time.
And even when the prosecution was objecting, like she was telling them, she's like, just ask it differently, you know.
But that's what she does with each side. I mean,
so like she's been doing it for both. Like I said, since I've been watching it, she's only overruled once or twice a day at that.
So the difference is, and one of the things that's unique to Massachusetts versus, like, there's a lot of people, because I'm in like the Reddit forums and stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that people outside of the area are confused on, because when you watch a trial on TV or like in the movies and stuff, like they say like objection and then the reason for the objection, but in Massachusetts you don't have to do that.
Objection, hearsay.
Right, or like objection, speculation, or out of scope, are all like argumentative, all those things.
God,
but in Massachusetts, you don't have to state your reasons, so there's like an understanding that the judge has the level of like knowledge to know, like, when there's an objection, that the judge knows like what the objection is and why. And if you look at Bev, you're like, I don't think she knows. So, but it confuses people when they're not giving the reason why in their objection. And as a juror with no knowledge of the fact that, like, you know, one, the various types of objections, like the grounds for objection, but two, like, not knowing that, like, in Massachusetts, you don't have to state the grounds for the objection. I'd be so confused. To the point where, like, the jurors did say, like, why is everyone, like, objecting and not letting the defense talk? All right, let's see what we got here.
We got the cows. Moo, moo.
Are you doing animals over there?
Yeah, we're cutting. I've cut down a shit ton of trees, and now
I was gonna say, do you want to make field 11 trees? If you're gonna be building stuff and actively need trees, you can just have like a forestry department.
well, we still have 15. That's nothing but trees.
15. Oh,
Yeah, that whole brown square is, and then 5 and 6 where it's brown at. That's all trees too. So there's a ton of trees.
Can we make 11 grass?
Where's 11?
It's by my house. It's the one that surrounds
that
my
big
house.
one. Do you want?
Unless
I'd
you
ask
don't need
Tony.
that much
Tony's
grass.
the grass guy. He's the one that's usually planting grass fields and mowing them. So
Okay. Well, I mean, just for mowing, not just for my own.
you're gonna mow 11 with your little lawnmowers.
My little lawnmower. Maybe. I don't know. But if we got all that to cut down, sure as shit, I'm gonna lease some forestry equipment.
What about 18? That's like right across the street from you. Do some mowing in that. I don't know. Like I said, that's if Tony. I don't know where Tony was. We could do 18, 24, and 25. That'd be super close to haul it to the animals. We can do all that
For the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would definitely be more convenient having it right behind my house, but like, I'm not going to complain. Damn it! I should have made my house that. Oh, we're gonna have to fill this in for sure. I'm gonna go right into that. Fill this in.
What?
Yeah, I do like it though.
It's gotta be under production, right? Oh, there they are. Nope, that's Canadian flag. I want the American flag.
Oh, we gotta buy those stupid fields, don't we?
What's the difference between these? Just size? Do they hold different?
They're growing. There's a parsnips. Ugh.
Okay, so we gotta mow down that.
Parsnips and soybeans. We don't need parsnips, right?
No, but don't plow them under. You got that machine that can harvest it in a couple swipes. So.
Oh, it's just not ready to harvest.
Alright, so let's extend this out a little bit. We need to do this. Is anyone chatting right now, or is it just quiet? Because I'm not seeing anything. If anyone's saying anything. I should put perfect edge in. I just added a crap ton of more trees to cut down. It's alright, because we need to get to 1,000,005. Alright. Let me refresh this. Yeah, okay, I didn't see Tony just put test. I didn't see that prior. So if anyone has said anything and I didn't respond, I apologize. It was not showing up. I swear sometimes the people in charge of our apartment complex just forget shit that they've told us.
Sounds about right.
Because, do you remember, like, over a year ago, like, before I even ever moved to the temporary unit, they told us that we couldn't use ring cameras anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, so last week I noticed that an apartment across the way had a Ring doorbell camera again. And I was like, I told my wife, I was like, am I seeing things? Like, that's clear. It's right across the parking lot from the office too. Like, when she comes out, there's no missing that. And she claims that she didn't see it. But, I mean, it's like plain as day. I can open my window and see it from diagonal. Like, it sticks out like a sore thumb. But anyway, so I told my wife, I was like, I'd give it a week and see, like, if it comes down. If not, just put ours back up. So my wife actually called over there today and asked, and she was like, oh yeah, a lot of people have them. It's like, you sent a whole note like a year and a half ago saying, hey, you can't use Ring doorbell cameras anymore. And so when my wife got home, I had to go looking for it, pull out the whole mount and everything. And my wife took it over. She's like, this is how ours works. Like, it doesn't do any, we specifically got it because it's designed for apartments. It doesn't do any damage. There's no mounting. It's a So it's like a bracket that you like.
Yeah, I know.
Snug up to your door.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, that works." And she even come over and she's like, "I just wanted to see the mount and like how it works." And she's like, "Yeah, that looks fine. It doesn't look like it's going to do any damage." Like, did you not forget that you were just like, "Hey, no."
You just said no.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago, you just said no. But she's like, "Oh no, it's fine."
Right, but it's like no with like an asterisk.
Yeah, like me personally, I think what happened was the people across from us, they actually like screwed theirs into the side of the apartment, which it does damage. So I was like, I think that's why she told no. And even the person across the way, they have like, clearly she just sat on paper not that long ago, was like nothing that sticks to the door. They clearly have theirs like with some sort of adhesive stuck to the door. As like, that's a no-no. Why hasn't anything been said about that? And so it's like, ours doesn't do any damage. Like, she's like, yeah, it's allowed. Like, all right.
Okay.
Now it's time to catch some drug deals going down.
Right? Big mistake.
My wife was like, is it overkill to leave the one that we have in the kitchen window there? It's like, nah, I'd put that one up in the upstairs window.
Yeah, now it's free game.
Because even our neighbor, they got one they have one in their kitchen window, and then they have one up, like, in the back window, like, that covers the back of the unit. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, that was a puff of air. Jeez.
So what, did you get like a frozen pina colada maker?
No.
Yeah.
Just ice. I wish I had slush.
Well, that's not a frozen. It's on the rocks. It's not a frozen. Frozen's when it's like the slush.
Yeah, I wish I had a slushy.
Right. But I asked you if it was a frozen pina colada, and you said yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. I was still I was
like,
so
okay.
down. I was making sure that it was
okay. I don't know if you must have gotten like a slush maker or something, because like that's sick.
I freaking wish those things went up $100. We were okay with paying for it. What was it, like was it $199? And
for what?
Or was it $240? It might have been $249.
For what?
The Ninja Slushie. Back when you couldn't find them anywhere, and then as soon as they're in stock everywhere, they raised it up. Now it's $300.
Listen,
I want one so bad.
My sister-in-law got us the Ninja Creamy, which one, like, don't name something that.
It will.
And two, like, we don't use it for what you can use it for, which is essentially just making, like, honestly, I don't know what it does. I guess we use it for, like, there's a special way so you get, like, a little container thing. It's like a pint, and you put it in the little, like, carafe. thing, and you scoop your ice cream into it, and then you dig out like a 1-inch diameter hole in the middle of it, and then that's where you put your toppings and stuff, or like your fillings, and then you throw it in there and turn it on, and then it makes like a blizzard.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, but it's literally no different than what like a freaking like blender does.
True.
In my opinion, like it does. So like if you add like a tablespoon of like milk to it, it'll like keep the consistency, versus like when you blend up ice cream, it kind of turns like liquidy-ish. It's more like runny. So if you add like a tablespoon of milk, it'll keep the like soft serve-ish consistency. So like that's the only difference. But we only use it for that one purpose. So like I experiment and I just throw stuff in there. I'm like, I wonder if this is a good combination.
That's what my wife, when we were talking about slushy mo, I was like, you're just going to experiment.
Yeah,
everyone
I did,
come home
like,
and you're going to have like 50
Kids.
different... 50
Yeah, just
different
Sour Patch
slushies.
Kids, Reese's cups, like broken up Reese's cups, Sour Patch Kids, and pretzels.
Ew, all together?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
I like the pretzels and peanut butter cups. Yeah, but Sour Patch Kids? That doesn't... Ew.
Well, here's so I knew that the Reese's and the pretzels would go well together. I already knew that. So like, I don't need to blend that.
Sour Patch Blizzard does.
I'm just,
amazing, though.
I've done, so I did that too, because I've never heard of that. And that's amazing. And a Nerds Blizzard is the best thing.
Oh, that sounds good too.
Dude, I never told you about the Nerds Blizzard.
No.
Oh.
What about Gummy Clusters Blizzard?
Nerds Blizzards used to be a thing at Dairy Queen. Like I used to get them. Yep, I used to order them from Dairy Queen. All right, so when I was in college, we were living off campus, and I know there's a street, we just called it Fat Kid Alley, and it had all of the fast food joints and all the restaurants, everything, just on one row. It had like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Subway, Chipotle. There was a barbecue place. It had Little Caesars. Like, you think of it, it was on this street. So the Dairy Queen was on that street, and we lived like a few blocks over. And they had, around here, they took the Nerds Blizzard off the menu. So one night, I was sitting at my house, and I was like, I can go for a Nerds Blizzard. I wonder if maybe they have it at like locations up here. So I called Dairy Queen and I asked, like, hey, do you guys have a Nerds Blizzard? And the guy responded like instantly. He said, no, the only Nerds we have are working right now. And I didn't get it. So
that
I was like
the greatest answer of all time.
So
you didn't get it?
I was so stoned. So I asked, I was like, so do you have them or no? And he said no. And I was like, well, that's a disappointment. And then I hung up.
Dude, you're lucky
And
I didn't answer. I'd be like, are you
I
fucking with me?
I didn't get that joke until the next day. It just like hit me. And I was like, that has to be one of the most quick-witted and like funniest answers.
And you ruined his night because you didn't pick up on it.
I know.
He thought he had comedy gold.
He thought he was going to incorporate that into the stand-up routine he was working on.
He's like, I'm going to kill Tony with this shit. And you just
it would have made him
sold
like,
it. And he's like, okay,
yeah,
scratch
that was the joke that was going to make his career, and I just blew it. Like, I felt awful, and I thought, like, in hindsight, like, to this day, and the fact that, I mean, it's been, like, 15 years, and I still remember that joke. And I do wonder, to this day, what that kid's up to.
He gave up on his comedy career.
For certain.
Did you forget your mowers? Did you buy these?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I don't know why I was coming back down here. I had the rock collector on the back of this. And I meant to stop and get those, and I forgot.
Actually, I'm going to go get these parsnips up. So if Tony wants to keep bleeding on.
But if you ever get a chance, point of the story is a Nerd's Blizzard is fantastic.
Yeah, I never heard of Nerd's Blizzard either.
So I'm going to experiment with that
of Dairy Queen,
because a couple weeks ago my wife got like a pack of Nerds so we could do a Nerd's Blizzard, but then separately, like intended for a separate project or experiment.
Does this not do parsnip?
She had gotten the Hershey's cookies and cream chocolate bar.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
Delicious
well, okay,
First
of all, a Blizzard with just that in it would be pretty good. Second, and start of the experiment is, would that taste good with Nerds?
Is the
Maybe
not ready to go? Oh, that's because they're
JT Nerd Slushy's not the same. I had that too. I didn't like it. Far too sour. For a drinkable beverage.
What's up, Chad Lad? How you doing, sir? I don't know. I do enjoy me like a blue raspberry, like just so sour it makes you pucker. Wawa's is really good. They have it's a lemonade that they put this blue raspberry syrup in. Oh, so good. I think you got those backwards there, sir.
Maybe. Damn, I do. Aye.
Yeah, I got just a little bit pissed off. Yeah, last night. Just a little bit pissed. I've had my dad. Well, it's my stepmom's Pathfinder. So it's what my dad was driving before everything happened to him.
Yeah.
Because she's got a Ford Flex, so since I've been going over there and helping them, and it's kind of inconvenient for like I have to make plans, like if they want me to come over there to make sure I take my wife to work that day and all that. So they just like, hey, take the Pathfinder and all that. So I've been driving that, and I've had that since we moved. And they're just like, because I took it to move stuff, and they're like, you know what, just keep it that way. If we need you, you can head this way. So my stepmom messages me, and Thursday she's like, hey, my daughter is without a vehicle. The insurance company totaled hers, and she's gonna find a new one. And but she's without a vehicle right now. Can I ask you a favor and have you drop the Pathfinder back off so she can use it? And at first I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's not my vehicle. And then I sat there and looked. I was like, fuck! I just put $50 fucking worth of gas in this son of a bitch, and I just replaced the wipers on it, because the last time I drove it before I put wipers on it, I was literally doing Ace Ventura so I could see out the side of it, because Dad doesn't believe in putting windshield wipers on anything.
Right. He likes he'll use the used ones.
Yeah. So I just put brand new wipers on it and put $50 in the tank, and I'm just like, fucking A. I was like, wait. Then when I dropped it off, I told my dad about it. He's like, I don't understand why she doesn't have a car already. It's been months and she doesn't pay rent. He's like, she should have plenty of money. And my response immediately was like, yeah, well, if we didn't have to pay rent, we would have another second vehicle already. So I got a little bit pissed off at that. I'd have that Caprice right now, I'll tell you that much.
You just take it alone.
Yeah, how am I going to pay the loan?
Just do what the rest of America does. Just don't.
Oh yeah, that's smart. I was using it to take the kid to the bus stop in the morning. She had to walk this morning. She was not happy about it. But I think there might be a dead body in the house on the corner here, though, because I walked like.
That'd be interesting.
I was like, do you want me to walk you to the bus stop? And she was, oh no. All right, well, I'll walk with you if you want me to. And so I walked down, and like when we got out of the apartment complex, like she started walking ahead of me. I was like, do you want me to walk you all the way, or what's going on? I think you're fine if you just stay there. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to complain about not having to walk all the way down there. So I was just standing by this house, and I realized that the door was kicked in. Like it was clearly, like it was broken in half. I was like, oh, well, this place is abandoned. And I was like, oh shit, what is that smell? It reeks. So, may or may not be a dead body in there, or at least a dead animal of some sort. I just thought there was trees all around it, but no, it's just the weeds have grown up so much that it's turned into trees, little trees. With all these people buying these houses up like around here, that I'm shocked no one's complained about that yet. And technically, it's the town's church. I'm shocked. The town must be super lax now, because that guy lives right on the main street that just lets his shit grow all summer long. They haven't said two shits to him about how he still got candy canes up from when he moved in like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Redneck white trash. I miss Grandma laying out in her bikini. Is chat just broken? Okay, just no one's saying it. Alright. Is that all the parts, or, excuse me, sugar beets? No, 11. 11 and 25. Yeah. Let's head to 25.
Damn, it's too early for that.
Yeah, no kidding. Even though I've been up since 5:30.
Oh, same.
Bitch Tits McGee comes in and is like, I've been up since 3 o'clock and I didn't go to bed till midnight because I was on call. That's why Brandon gets up so early. He has to have lunch with his dad before he leaves for work. Nope, he must have gone to bed. My nephew. My nephew had the same problem that I did growing up, where he got strep throat all the time. So they finally yanked his tonsils out. And the doctor warned him. He's like, when the scab falls off, it's going to smell horrible. He's going to have horrible breath. And my brother was like, I felt bad at first. Like he was really upset about it. He said, then when them scabs came off, Jesus Christ, if he was talking to me, I had to be on the opposite side of the room.
It's like halitosis to the extreme.
Yeah. Said, God damn, that was horrible.
I don't know. I never had my tonsils out.
I didn't either. They wanted to pull. I had strep throat twice a year growing up, and they wanted to pull them out. And my mother told them no. I mentioned that to my stepmom, and she was, in all these years, my dad and stepmom have been together since 2006, okay? And all those times, anytime I've said something negative about my mother, her response was, but that's your mother. You should, she's always been nice guy. And then when I said that this time, for the first time, said in, 21 years? No, 19 years. First time in 19 years, this woman finally said it. She's like, I hate to say it, she really wasn't a good mother. I was like, holy shit. 19 years, that's all it took to break you after hearing horror story after horror story after horror story. You finally broke and gave in. I mean, she listens because she ran down the list. She goes, the incident with your knees, the not filling out the papers when you needed them for college. And she just went all the way down the list. I was like, yep, it's starting to dawn on you. She was a bitch. My stepmom. She's like, she is an angel, literally. The shit she has to put up with what my dad's going through, like, my mother would have never done that. We were talking about it the other day, and I told him, I said, can you imagine if you were still with my mother? Like, I was like, you'd probably be in a home right now, and she would probably find a way to make you work to pay for it. I was like, you need to be glad you're where you're at right now. And she, like, my dad, because my dad has the F-250. It's mine at this point. Like, he's already said, he goes, you can take it. I don't have the money to put into it right now. So I was hoping that he'd just keep it until I can have the place to put it and work on it. But he was like, because it's the title is and or, so he was like he goes, she's not going to do it for me. He said, so you're going to have to go and ask your mom to sign off on it so we can put it in your name. And I told him, I was like, I really don't want to do that. I said, I feel like I have to give something up, and she's probably going to have contact with me. And I said, I'm sorry, I really don't want that. And he was like, well, just be like, hey, like, Dad's health's not the greatest, and if he doesn't put it in my name, then that bitch Beth gets it. And I was like, I can't do that. I was like, I can't throw her under the bus, my stepmom under the bus. I was like, I don't even feel good about that. I was like, I don't know why you would recommend it. He goes, well, then I had no clue what else to do. That's why I forgot to look into that. He complains all the damn time. Oh, this thing's full. He complains all the time. I think if I remember correctly, that year, 96, they're notorious about the glow plug relay going bad in them. And it could very well be the problem, because basically the glow plug switch is staying on and just draining the batteries, so you have to disconnect the batteries or else some bitch ain't gonna start. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And have to replace it. But this guy has had this problem for I don't know how long, and he's never once looked into it. I was like, have you Googled what, you know, see if someone else? I was like, it's an OBS 4. There's a million forums for that thing. So have you seen if anyone else had the same issue? What they did to fix it? No. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. But the rubber around the back window is shot. It needs to be replaced.
Oh, it's
all the rubber, like even
like cracked.
Yeah, dry rotted.
Yep.
So all the rubber around the windows need to be replaced. The none of the speakers work. When you turn on the radio, it's just a loud, like popping sound, like ear-piercing popping sound that happens, and then it's silence. I was like, so yeah, I was like, you need all new speakers. Shit, this fog is thick as hell. Of course, you have that problem with the glow plug, or glow plug's draining battery. I don't know what the actual issue is just yet. The clear coat on the hood is completely gone, so that has to be taken care of. And he goes, well, it's an antique now. It's a 1996. It's 20 plus years. You can get an antique tag on it, and he wanted me to look into that. And I was like, you do realize it has to be like in good condition to get an antique tag, right? Oh shit, I didn't know that. I just thought it had an age requirement, mileage requirement. I was like, no, it's got to be in good condition. Can't say, hey, this is antique and look like hell.
I mean, it sounds like it's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, but it's a 1996 and it's only got 111,000 miles on it for a diesel engine. No rust at all. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's a great time to lag, game. Jesus Christ.
Right. Actually, I think it worked out for the best for both of us that it lagged.
Gave us time the correct course.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with it is, like, and he's bad about it even now, like with the whole windshield wiper thing. When he was with my mother, he never had money to put into anything. Like, it was always because, like, anytime something went wrong with her vehicle, she would just trade in for another one. So money was never spent.
Well, it's also, I mean, at lease versus buy. Like, there's two different types of people.
Yeah, so, but, like, just, there was never money allocated for fixing vehicles if something went wrong. So he got the bare minimum done to keep it running, and he didn't put any.
I mean, does anybody, like, I mean, like, I budget stuff, but, like, I'm not putting a reserve for, like, car repairs. I'm just not.
Okay, so here, this is gonna blow your mind. It's 1996. He's only replaced the tires on it once.
Well, based on the mileage, it sounds like he'd be due for another pair.
That he just put them on last year, a year before.
Well, okay. It doesn't mind once I learned.
He's never put brakes on the damn thing either. So
used windshield wipers, so now I get it.
yeah, like I said,
like if it were a NASCAR race, he'd just like ride the scuffs for the whole race.
Yeah, like
instead of taking a new pair.
And that was a habit he picked up when he was with my mother. Because prior to that, when like him and my uncle, I've heard them go through the stories. Like they were always finding. They both worked at a junkyard, and they built their cars. They'd find a car, and then when parts come in for the junkyard, they race each other to get them to install on their cars. So they were constantly upgrading their vehicles. Like it's like my summer car.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he got with my mother, and when there was no money ever to do anything to anything, he got in that habit, and he hasn't broken it yet. Whereas my stepmom, on the other hand,
which means
every time, like as soon as it's time for oil change, she takes it right back to the dealership where she got it, and has the oil change. You know, anytime they recommend new tires go on all of her vehicles.
That's what I do.
It's like you need to pick up her habits.
Yep, that's what I do. I do all my stuff through the dealership, and then I have like every single service record for my vehicle. The funny thing is, I just got like a thing in the mail from the local Toyota dealership. And like, I know this stuff is all made up, but they were like, hey, based on the mileage that we think you have for your Tacoma, like we'd be willing to give you, it was like $35,700 for your trade. And I'm like, well, now I kind of feel like a boomer that's like sitting on their property because they bought it at like $15,000 and now it's worth $1 million. Because I bought my truck for $37,000.
Man, so it's only depreciated
6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. It's a 2019.
I don't know. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is there something you wanted to replace it with? That's the question.
No, but I'm also not going to finance. Like, if I wanted to get a new Tacoma, well, the new Tacoma's like $10,000 more than if I want to get the SR5 that I have now in the 2025 model. It's like probably like $45,000, $46,000. So no, I'm not going to finance 10 grand. Like, I have the shit paid off, and they assumed that I had like, I think like 85,000 miles. And it's like, haha. I'm actually at 49,900 miles in 6 years. So I was like, if I'm going to trade it in, it's probably going to be like 40.
So you're saying there's a chance for a Kia Carnival?
Yeah, or a manual transmission car.
That you'll get tired of, like the first week you have to go to work.
No, man, I don't get the traffic. Only in the evenings. It's not that bad though. I spend most of my time like dodging between lanes of traffic. So I'm like, that'd be way easier with the manual.
He hasn't been here for 3 or 4 weeks to do it, so I figured I'd do it for him.
Well, that's a shame. I have an update for him.
Oh well. Ba-dum.
Yeah, because one of my... Yeah, right. One of my coworkers is from his town.
Is she single and ready to mingle?
I have no idea.
Does she have feathers?
No.
Oh no. Is the person his age?
Close to it.
Can you imagine if they went to the high school and they gave you all the detail on them?
I don't think they went to the same school.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Well, you know, for most of the flocks, it's breeding season, so makes sense that he's busy.
Glad JT wasn't here when you said that.
Yeah, okay, because no, thinking back at it, not like that. Not like that. I'm just saying, he's probably got, like, there's probably a bunch of offspring he's got to deal with and all that stuff. Not that he was involved in the breeding process.
Man, what the hell happened to that? You watched that series Tires, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, the season 2 is about to come out.
Is this?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think it was because I don't remember from the first season. There was a clip where he was like, "All right, listen up, you fucks," and she's like, "Can anyone demonstrate to me a form of non-verbal sexual harassment?" And they're all like, one guy's grabbing a fake pair of tits, and the other guy's like jerking off. And he just looks at her. He goes, "You walked yourself into that one."
I mean, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. The best part about it is I watched it, and the guy plays the manager of the other shop. The guy with glasses and balding, heavyset guy. My dad's neighbor came out one day, and she is going bald, and she's got like the same hairstyle as him at this point, and she had glasses on and a Hawaiian shirt, and I had to do a double take because it looked exactly like him. I was like, oh my god. And then I told my wife about it, and she's like, "You're making this up." And I was like, no. And I pulled up a picture of the guy and held it up, and she was like, "Oh my god, it does."
Oh, that's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough way of living.
Yeah, no kidding. My dad seems to think that she has the hots for me because every time I come over and we're outside working, she comes out in like short shorts and everything, and I was just like, nope, she going for the wrong one. Sorry, not in the dudes. The one day I happened to look up, she's like full blown turned away from the digging in her ass out on their back porch. She's like,
nice.
Ew, gross.
That doesn't do it for you?
Oh, hell no.
Only if you're the one doing the digging?
No, I don't even dig in my ass. I can't tell you the last time I dug my butt crack. Like, I mean, like even like if I get like a wedge going, like I just pull on the pant leg, pull it. Like I don't dig in my ass to pull out a wedgie. It's gross.
Maybe she had a case of the scratch and sniff.
No.
There was actually a kid in high school that, like, he did have the nickname Scratch and Sniff for that very reason.
Well, we had a coworker that had that name. Actually, it was the guy, so it was my older brother's friend that had a crush on the woman that is now my wife. Like, he would always tag along to lunch with her and then, like, buy her meals and everything. And, like, the one time the three of us went out, like, she had to hide behind me. Look, I don't know what I want. And she just hid behind me. She's like, if I go up there, he's gonna pay for my order, and I don't want that. Like, he won't listen. So he got really pissed off when he found out we were together, and he won't acknowledge us if we go in there. He still works there, but he would do this thing where he would stand. He's bigger than me, like good 100 pounds on me. But he would stand where he'd like pop out his foot and like kind of almost like stomp on the ground, and then stick his gut out, and then he'll raise almost like monkey arms his hand over his head, and he would scratch his head and then he would act like he was pushing up his glasses, and then quickly pull his fingers down and go sniff it. It's like, what the fuck?
Trying to be all discreet.
Yeah, but he was super obvious.
Like, bro, we saw you scratch and sniff.
Yeah, so we all call him Scratch Sniff, and he's like, I don't understand why you call me that. It's like, 'cause you literally always scratch and sniff. And he wouldn't sit down like a normal person. So you know how babies sit down, where they just kind of like plop down on their butts? That's how this guy sat down on like the floors in Walmart. So he would take a step forward and put his right leg over his left and just flop down on the floor. And the old guy we worked with, Jim, he was like, I swear to Christ, one time you're gonna do that, it's gonna be like a plunger, and just your asshole's gonna suction up to the floor, and then we're gonna have to pull you off.
Damn,
like,
that's aggressive.
Yeah, how's he not how's he not injure his back? Like it just flops on tile flooring repeatedly.
I mean, it doesn't really sound like all the neurons are firing to begin with, so maybe he just doesn't register that.
I don't know if he's... I don't know if that's I think he was just a mama's boy. That just... Because, like, his mom worked there, too, with us, too, and she was dating a guy from Sporting Goods named Ed. And them two got into it, like, constantly, because he would not clean up after himself. So like if he ate something at home, he would just leave the stuff on the table and make his mother clean it up. And Ed finally got tired of it. He's like, you need to step up and be a man and do your own stuff, like clean your room, do your own laundry. And his mom broke up with Ed because of that.
Yeah, yep, that's fair.
I was like,
oh man,
poor Ed. He was just trying to be like a father for you guys. The guy had 10 years on me. Still,
I don't feel bad for Ed.
I feel bad for Ed.
He overstepped.
Ed was a good guy. He was just trying to help.
Nah, he overstepped big time. Especially for a grown person. It's not like it's a like an 8 or 10-year-old kid. Like, it's a grown person.
Exactly, it's a 30-year-old man that
right.
acts like a child.
Yeah, but it's also but it's also a coworker. So you can't just go and do that.
Oh shit! Hit the wrong button.
Which is why, like, I mean, I remember like my retail days and all the drama that came along with that.
Me too. Like you have to be cautious about what questions you answer to certain people. Like one of the girls that work with Danielle.
Well, I mean, that's the same. That's the same no matter where you work these days.
Yeah. Well, she was dating a guy that was a truck unloader named Tony. And he was notorious for cheating on her. But anytime he had the opportunity to cheat on her, he cheated on her, and she knew about it. And like I wasn't aware at this point in time of what was going on. So she called in on one of her days off, and she's like, hey, can you run back in the back and tell Tony that I need to talk to him? I was like, oh, well, he just left with so-and-so. Oh, my God. She showed... She lived, like, 15 minutes away. She was there in, like, 10. I was like...
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And then Jim explained it to me. I was like, oh.
Right. Why do you think she called in the first place at that time?
I wasn't aware.
She knew.
I knew they were, but I didn't know they were dating at that point.
I mean, I just mean like all the drama with like, I don't know, like everyone like dating each other and all the drama that goes along with that. Like, there's a lot of drama. I mean, like with my old job, like there was a lot of drama amongst the department, but it wasn't like had nothing to do with like dating or anything like that, because that just doesn't happen. Because there's like a formal HR that's like sitting there watching your every move. So you can only be like, hey, how are you? How was your day? And how is your job? Doesn't really allow for anything other than that. But I just remember like working at like Modell's and Best Buy, and it was just like a constant saga of like who's dating who, and like, you know, who took their breaks at the same time to go walk around the mall. And it was like, oh, I thought he was dating this person from electronics. It's like, yeah, but they're also dating the person from home theater at the same time. And it's like, yeah, I don't miss that. Way too stressful.
Yeah, kind of. So I'm more concerned with my own love life. I don't have time to keep up with y'all's.
Well, not only that, it's just like I'm more concerned about just like working, because that's what I'm here to do.
Then there was the CSM that got caught with one of the other unloaders in the fitting rooms. She had to transfer out. Hey, that's how I got started. That she ended up having to transfer out, and he got promoted. It's like, what? Okay. Kentucky State Police, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the vlog. Then there was Jim. Jim might have been a little bit of a cuck, I think, because his ex-girlfriend, who was a bitch, worked in electronics with us, and like she was constantly flirting with dudes in front of him, and he kind of like enjoyed it. And I didn't pick up on it till like years after I didn't work there anymore. I was like, Jim might have been a little bit of a cock. I don't know.
Entirely possible.
He was a typical old fart. It was back when MySpace and Facebook was still a thing. Like they coexisted. Well, I think MySpace still exists, but this is when they were actually like still competing with each other. And he asked me one night, he was like, how do I add her on my face? I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me, Jim? Like the Facebook thing. I was like, are you talking about MySpace and Facebook? He goes, oh yeah, those. My face. My wife got a bomb dropped on her this week. Her store manager is going on vacation for her birthday, and one of the managers that are underneath her is going with the store manager. And I was like, that's a no-no. Like, that's not allowed. And then my wife got digging around and saw that one of the stalkers is also requesting the same dates off. And I was like, that's an even bigger no-no.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, that would not fly. But like corporate's not going to catch wind of that.
Oh, they might when they see that there's only 2 managers that need to cover a week and they're not allowed to have any overtime. So the fact that the 2 of them have to open and close for a week, it's going to set off some red flags.
Yeah, but who approved those vacations?
So the store manager has to be approved by the district manager.
All right, well, that's kind of on the district manager.
The store manager can approve everybody else's. So the district manager only knows about the store manager. The store manager.
Yeah, but if it's a good district manager, they'd know.
Yeah, well, this person, a complete jackass.
Right. So and that's what I'm saying. When you have a gigantic company like that, like
the one that's constantly calling out, my wife brought it to her attention that like she's constantly calling out, and that even when she's there, she doesn't do the tasks that are assigned to her. And the district manager looked at my wife and told her to stay in her own lane. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, well then I'm not bothering doing anything that's above my title anymore. And it's like.
Yep.
So I was like, it's not my business. I'm staying out of it. Yep. Like, all right. She's like, I'm just over here staying in my own lane. It's like, all right.
Oh, on a similar ground. So I met with I had lunch with my old manager at my old job a couple of days ago. And
the one that was keeping tabs on you?
No.
Oh.
He's the guy that my manager's the guy that I liked.
Oh, the one that got you in that, or asked you to come work for that company, right?
No. What?
Didn't you say you had like your old manager at a different job was the one that had this one that called you and?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but that was initially, yeah. Okay. So he's a really good guy. So so we still meet like monthly. We had on our calendars we have like a monthly one-on-one. So we decided to like keep that and just like meet up and chat, but our schedules have been off, so this is the first time.
You mean be friends? So how friendship works in the corporate world? I'll put you on the calendar.
Yeah, I mean, we kept a standing monthly appointment. We kept it. That's the way I see it. But we're also friends, so. So we met on Thursday, and he told me. So one of the reasons why I left my old job was because I was talking about like the whole AI thing.
Yeah.
And now it's never gonna work. So he told me that last week people came in and did like a 2-slide PowerPoint presentation that was just called like lessons learned, and they just ditched the whole project because they couldn't get it to work. And it was for the exact reasons why I said it wasn't going to work. I was like, the names in our system don't match the stuff that like you're trying to pull from the internet and all these other sources. Like, you just have different names. You're never going to be able to align that. And that's going to be like the root cause for all of these issues. And not to mention, I got to go see like what they were talking about for like cost savings. And they were saying that it was going to essentially eliminate that department in the U.S. That was going to be the cost savings. So I told him that, because I have access to all that stuff now. And he's like, so they were just gonna get rid of like the U.S. department. And I was like, yep. So you're safe.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the lessons learned slide, according to him. It had nothing to do with like maybe listen to the people that are actually doing the job and bringing up the concerns that they have, and maybe like listen to them. And it was like simplified as like more upfront research is needed before like committing to projects in the future. It's like, come on. I sat there for months and told you guys this was going to be a shit show. And you didn't listen to me, so I was like, screw you. I'm leaving. And then, what? I've been at my new job for about a month and a half now. And that's the amount of time it took for them to realize that it was not going to work and to bail on it.
They're just like, oh, well, shit, he was right. Lessons learned.
They won't even admit that. But now I get why, like, some of the people were trying to keep tabs on me. Because I think they knew about this when I was bringing it up initially, and they didn't say anything. And that's why they wanted to keep tabs on me, to see if I was going to be the one to bring the whole thing down. And it was like, nope, I didn't even have to do that. Y'all did that yourselves. Congrats. But it's bittersweet, because it's like, it's nice being right, and I'm glad that it saved like my friends from getting laid off. But I'm like super mad that it took me away from my cushy job. In order for that to happen. Because like now I have to actually work.
He was like, son of a bitch, if I just waited one more month.
Right? Like they would have, eventually they would have come to their own conclusions. The problem is like if I had stayed there between that time and now, I would have gotten fired for like completely yelling at these people.
I'm just picturing you at this lunch, and
well, he told me that, and I laughed out loud. And I was like, "Thank God I wasn't a part of that meeting, because if like I saw a slide pop up that just says lessons learned, I just would have been like, oh, I told you," and then start doing like the suck it.
Well, I'm thinking of you sitting at this and playing your role as Denzel Washington. You finding out that they did away with this after a month after you left, and you just, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you motherfuckers.
You couldn't do this 30 fucking days ago.
Right? Like, I could have had my... And the funny thing is, I was like, you know, I was telling my old boss about, like, you know, now, like, my work from home days aren't, like... You know, it's like, I can be honest with you, because, like, I don't work for you anymore, but, like, I would literally do nothing on Mondays and Fridays. I would just, like, watch TV and have my little, like, mouse jiggler thing plugged in.
And he was like, no way, me too.
Like, now I have to be, like, showered and, like, dressed and, like, down on my computer at, like, 7:30 and meeting with, like, VPs and shit on, like, Fridays. So I'm exceptionally pissed about that. Now I actually have to work on Fridays.
Stopped and got pizza on Thursday on the way home from it's an Italian restaurant, but they have amazing because they have the brick oven pizza. It's oh so good. Well, I guess they have like drink specials on Thursdays. So I go in there and pick it up, and the bar is packed full. It's nothing but elderly women just sitting there gossiping, and then two older dudes. And one was just not, he had his arms crossed, and he was just like, had a look on his like, just kill me now, just end it, please. And then the guy next to him has head in his hands, just like he had just lost his entire life savings. Kind of look as like these two poor dudes surrounded by these women, just yap 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 yap. The only people in the building that didn't have gray hair was the bartender, the woman that handed me my pizza, and myself. Pizza was good as hell. Oh my god.
Yeah, they thought they were going to like a Big O tournament and just got completely duped. Like, what the hell are we doing here?
Like, all the guys would be there, and all the guys stay at home, and it's just these two. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like when I get back, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Jenkins. Lying son of a bitch, he said he was gonna be here.
Oh, man. Dude, this fog's not going the hell away. Like, what the hell?
Must be the forest fires.
Can't be any forest fire. You don't keep old mods. The realistic weather mod that they have out for this game, now they actually have field fires in it that will actually destroy the crops. It's cool as shit.
Oh, did I send you that game already?
Are you talking about the wildfire one?
Yeah.
No, I seen a trailer for it on Facebook.
I have it on my wish list. Dude, that looks so good. Rescue
It's
Ops.
actually
Rescue
dynamic
Ops
fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, patrol police simulator patrol officers got a huge update, and it's on freaking Game Pass now.
I saw it was on Game Pass, yeah.
I had a huge update where you can customize your cars and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I think that on Steam, I think it's actually like a DLC you have to buy.
No, it's free. A free update.
Oh.
Pretty sure.
I thought you had to have like the garage DLC for it. Which I think we have anyways, but
Out now, the garage and tools update, introducing brand new attachments, lots of bug fixes, fresh features, new skins, ALPR,
I want a
crossplay,
refund.
and more. Pimp your patrol.
I also want to get Roadcraft.
Oh yeah, that looks freaking sick.
I know.
Yeah, it says alongside the completely free update, we plan to launch some additional paid content this year to support the further development of the game. So that's all free. You can get a customization pack, and they just had this big ass freaking wing on a Crown Vic. That's so stupid. What was that brush fire one called?
Rescue Ops. Was Rescue Ops : Wildfire.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about it is European trucks.
Well, if it's any good, hopefully there's a decent modding community.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to Roadcraft since they announced it. That game looks sick.
I know. It was like $40.
Mm-hmm.
I tried Wreckfest 2, and it sucks.
Told you. That came from CW, and CW is not he's not like the most pickiest person. When he said flat out that Wreckfest 1 was better, I was like, that tells me all I need to know. If it does not get a CW approval, it's terrible.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out why that is, and I'd have to have like Wreckfest 1 and Wreckfest 2 open together. Like, I didn't spend any time like customizing settings and stuff, and I'm pretty sure over the years, like many years that I've played Wreckfest, for one, I've adjusted all the settings. Does this not take... Seriously?
That's the issue.
Oh, because it wasn't on.
Now do it.
That'll do it.
What is this rig, by the way? Jesus.
Ain't she a beaut?
It's like a baby shit all over it.
That's what I was going for.
Okay, Black Mario.
With my Australian harvester.
I swear, our new maintenance guy is like Red Fox Reborn. He come in, first off, he came in Thursday because he had to switch the filter in the HVAC unit, and he brings the wrong filter, and immediately, like, as soon as he come in, and he's like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I text my wife. I was like, this dude's been working on these units for over a year now. The newly remodeled ones. How does he not know what filter they need? He told me that they're the same unit, but for some reason, our row, the newest row, had like their filter has like a ledge in there where it takes a smaller one, so he's got to get smaller ones. But I just kept waiting for him to clutch his chest and be like, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to... Because he sounds just like Red Fox when he starts talking. That's if you watch Sanford and Son and know who that is.
Never. I've never watched it.
You never seen Sanford and Son?
No.
I
mean, I know the theme song.
That's one of my favorite shows. It's your people.
I didn't like how we were portrayed in that show.
Okay. Oh. He sounds just like him. Scared the piss out of me though. I was sitting here at the computer because I knew he was coming, so I didn't plan anything for the day. I was like, all right, I don't have any plans. I'm not gonna make any. I'm just gonna sit because the paper just said. Well, the paper had the wrong date on it anyway. It said Thursday, May 23rd. I was like, the 23rd's on Friday, but he doesn't come in on Fridays. He only works Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's gotta mean Thursday. So I was like, I'm not going to do any plans. I set everything aside. I was like, I'm not going to do anything. Wait it. Because it said, paper says between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. And usually when I set, I was like, shoot for a certain time, he always comes early. If I shoot for a earlier time, he always comes later. So I was like, I'm not doing anything. 8:30, he's knocking on the door. I was completely shocked, but when he knocked it, I thought it was the cops. I was like, you're looking for my neighbor, not me. When I opened the door, he's grinning. Yeah, here's all the evidence you need, sir. And what's even weirder, I gotta talk a little, 'cause I don't know if they can hear me out there. But so I when I'm cleaning out the Pathfinder, taking my stuff out, a guy that lives across or down a few units, he come up and he's talking to me. He's like, did you get a new car? Where's your little red car at? You know, and I was telling him, it's my dad's. He let me borrow it because he's disabled and he needs help. So if he needed my help, it was just easier for me to use his vehicle to go, the whole spiel. And he's, that's cool. And then the neighbor comes in on his bike and just he slows down, and then when he sees the two of us talking, he floors it on his bike, just shoots it the other direction. And even the guy that was talking to me, he's like, that was weird. yeah. And so then I go inside and not even 10 seconds later, I hear their door slam. So my wife watched it back on the camera. He took his bike around back and then walked around to the front and waited for me to go inside to run into the apartment. It's like, that's a bit suspicious. What are you hiding?
Yeah, that also tracks.
And one night we were sitting, because now the weather's getting nice, we've been sitting out back, and they have a pit bull, and they just open the back door, let it run out. It's not until the dog realizes we're there and starts growling at us that they come out. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But the one night he came in, and the way he was talking, he was like, y'all have a good night and everything, sober as a judge. And then the next night he comes out and they're arguing. You could hear her yelling inside as he comes outside, and she said something about him tweaking, and he was like, that's why our neighbor's outside, and you're just like, you just call me, say I'm tweaking, you dummy. It's I look away, he's like, he's fucked up on something. And then the night after, again, he was fucked up on something. But when we come back in, so the way our units work, we're right next to one bedroom, and then where our patio starts, it dips in, and then our patio's even with theirs, and then next to them is where the office is, and it dips in again. So there's a little cubby there, and he was sitting in there to where he you couldn't see him from the other side. And I was like, that's really weird. And I think he was hiding from his wife, so she didn't know he was sitting on there. Because he was sitting over there when we started sitting outside. And she comes out and she's like raging, and then she notices we're sitting there, and she gets real quiet, and she walks over to the edge and sits there and sees him, and she's like, "What? Can I not sit with you?" And he starts mumbling to her. Like, well, maybe you're the reason why he's on the drugs. And just, you ever think about that?
I mean, entirely possible.
It's like a never, like it's the redneck soap story at this point. Because these new units, man, I don't know, the sound kind of grosses me out. So when we're sitting out back, I'm guessing it's from our AC unit. Because in the old apartments, when the AC was running, it would, like when it kicked off the drainage, it almost sounded like someone was peeing in the closet. And that was our joke, our on-run joke. It's George, our ghost. He's just taking a leak in the closet. And now it's like, I guess it's when it drains, like it almost sounds like a liquid coming through, like a, you know, like a bottle has a little like rubber tip, like the squeeze bottles, like the, and like it shoots water out out back. Kind of a gross sound. It almost sounds like someone's like diarrheaing outside, and then water just shoots out back there.
No.
I have to record it when we're out back again, and it happens. I have to record because
we have at no time with our HVAC do we just have water spitting out the back of our house.
Well, it used to drain, like, so, like, at the old, like, it would drain. You could hear it drain.
Right, but my point is, if you have, like, true, like, central air, like, HVAC, like, there's no draining needed because it's all kind of, like, internally cooled. So it just recycles. The only thing that the fan does on the outside is circulate the air that's being compressed.
So the way there was a hole in the floor. It was with the hot water heater and our air conditioning unit, our HVAC unit, and they both had tubes that came out and went down into this hole. Like it was just a PVC pipe that sat in this hole. That if you need to drain the hot water or the drainage for the HVAC, it'd just go in. And every time the AC shut off, you'd hear it. It almost sounded like someone was taking a leak in the closet. And now there's no hole, like, because I was looking in there when he had it open, because they have them locked for us now. But when he had it open, I was curious. I was looking all around, and I told him, I was like, I was an electrician for a little bit. This fascinates me, so I wanted to see what it looked like. And there's no hole, just a pipe that runs outside. So instead of it draining, it's just shooting that water out back.
Yeah, that still doesn't make sense in terms of like the water leaving the system. That doesn't happen in a normal HVAC system. It's all internal. Mm-hmm. So it's not like using water from our water supply. It's just recirculating what it has in them.
I'm just telling you how it operates out here. Like, it's not a steady flow of water. It's like a small gush every so often. It's not like a constant thing, but it does sound weird. it's a lot. It's a lot less than George peeing in the closet, because that would last like a good 10-15 seconds. I still haven't figured out what the random sounds are that we hear, unless that's like it pushing the water out, maybe. I don't know. But every now and then when I'm sitting on the couch, you can hear what it's like, and it stops. And at first, when I was like, was the dishwasher making noise? But it's not the dishwasher. It's coming from behind the couch. And I still haven't figured out what that is. That's why I missed them not bothering to lock the door. That way I could be nosy and explore. Hey, I have over 1 million liters of wood now. Only 500,000 to go. If I lose all this wood, I'm going to be very pissed off. My wife was a bit upset though. I think that's one of the days I'm going to take her to work. We for Tuesday she's been wanting to see she's been patiently waiting to see the new Lilo and Stitch movie, and she made plans to see it Tuesday after she got off work. Me and the kid was going to meet her over there after she got off work and then head over to the theater. Now I can't do that. So now the game plan is I'm going to have to get up butt crack of dawn, take her to work, and then pick up the kid from the bus stop and bust ass that way. The movie better not let me down.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that.
A lot of people hyped for it. I haven't really heard. Of course, I try to ignore. It's because I don't want someone to just ruin everything for me. So I tend to ignore them, but I haven't heard anything negative so far. So that's a good thing. But it's only $7 per ticket. Tuesdays are $7. That's. I was like, it's no brainer. And so far, it's just us and two other people in the theater. I'm pretty sure it's going to fill up as we get closer, but one can hope. I doubt many people go to see a movie on Tuesday.
I might.
The number of duplicate trees that I've cut down so far is redonkulous. I guess when the map maker was making it, they just doubled up the trees and forgot it. Because that's like at least the 10th one I've cut down that was doubled up. Makes you wonder how many trees are just chilling in this map. Sugar, honey, iced tea. Oh, there's another one. We need to extend this out a little bit, it looks like. Because this fog is wicked, and I did not see that the first time. Is this the right one? Am I missing anything in Discord? Don't look like. Grab these 2 trees right here, then we can collect them all, grind up the stumps, and then we should be able to place our buildings. We also need to look into a silo. That is all. I think we might be done with trees for now. Unless I figure out where I want to put the freaking goat barn at. Oh jeez, I just saw Big Bud rolling by. Okay, there we go. Really? This one we have to take over there. Now we'll grab the other one while we're at it. Bro, we cleared out a lot of trees. Nope, not that one. It's this one. Just put that right there. Boom. More logs over there. I think we're done for the time being. Goats are easy. Goats just need grass, correct? We can get goat milk started. The hell? Dancing logs. There's some in that tree line there. Am I really gonna back it in there for that one? Yeah, I am. That even put us at $1.25 million. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We need over 400,000 more liters of wood. Sorry, I got distracted.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna hit it.
Okie dokie.
I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I have a stupid ass wedding to go to down in Connecticut.
Lame.
Oh. I'm beyond angry. Don't even know these people.
You don't even know these people? You're going to the wedding?
I don't.
Oh, and the wife
So
knows these people.
Yeah, it's like her old coworker that kind of like joined as she was thinking about leaving. So like I've hung out like outside of work. Like we went to a concert with them. We went to Yellow Card, and then I think we went to a brewery with them, and that's the extent of my interactions with them.
Sounds like fun.
So, yeah, it's just gonna blow. And like the thing I'm most pissed about is like Memorial Day weekend on a Sunday. Like, get bent.
Yeah, it's pretty active. A lot of people have like plans to go
Do anything else
something
except for that.
Yeah.
It's like the kickoff to summer.
Yeah. People going to the
Right,
beach.
and it's the first 3-day weekend that we've had in like 3 months. So, actually more than that. 4 months. And it's like, screw you. Because now I have to drive from Massachusetts down to Connecticut on Memorial Day weekend and sit in traffic coming back Monday morning because you wanted to get married on a Sunday on a long weekend. Screw you.
Screw you in the happiest day of your life.
1000%. Like, don't make it inconvenient for everyone else to go. But don't do it on a holiday weekend. I'm sorry. Just don't do it on a holiday weekend.
That's a fair point.
Like, I get it. Sundays are cheaper for weddings, but like, as far as I can tell, like, there's not really like a formal budget along with this wedding. So, like, I think you could have shelled out an extra $5,000 to get it on a Saturday.
So PJs. 5K's cheap.
For weddings in New England, yeah.
No, I'm saying just the PU. Got 5K.
Yeah.
Pay the extra 5K.
I'm not alone in this sentiment. Okay? I think that's offensive and extremely selfish to do it on a Sunday on a long weekend. Okay?
No, I 100% agree. The fact that they're doing it on, like I said, this is like people going to the beach and it's the last like hurrah before the kids get out of school. So, yeah, it's pretty messed up. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Like, I would prefer it to be, like, if they're going to do a Sunday, do it on a regular week. And I'll take Monday off from work. Like, I'd much rather do that. Because, like, I can take one day off from work. I'd much rather do that on a regular weekend than have to plan around all this shit on a holiday weekend. Like, no. But look, I got all my suits dry cleaned and stuff, and I'm in between sizes, so my skinny suit doesn't fit, fat suit doesn't fit. and those are the suits that I had dry cleaned. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be heading to the mall tomorrow for a last minute suit.
Jeez.
Because that's the only time you should be going to the mall.
I mean, if you want to go to Hot Topic.
I was actually going to hang out in the food court for like 2 hours. And then like have a few phone conversations just on speakerphone. Yeah, my friend was like, we were like contemplating getting together this weekend. I was talking about the wedding and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, maybe you can come over. Like, he hasn't seen our house yet. I was like, yeah, you can just come over and like check it out. There's a park down the street for your kid, and you can like bring your kid down there and stuff. It should be fine. And I had to like text him tonight. I was just like, hey, bad news, because he knows like I'm notorious for like last minute shit. Like nothing fits, or I forgot to bring something, and I always have to spend the entire day of the wedding. Like, I didn't have my suit for my wedding until the day of. Let's put it that way. Yep.
Cutting it close.
My wife actually didn't know what color suit I was going to be wearing. I had a gray suit and I had a green suit. So, but my friend has been to a bunch of weddings where like we've had to go out together and run to like Marshall's or whatever, like Ross or something like that, for me to like grab something last minute. So I had to text him. I was just like, yeah, it happened again. I have to go out and get a new suit tomorrow.
Ross?
Me? No. I don't have a Ross.
You just said Ross. Like,
I was trying to, well, when I was out in California, I had to go out. I was in the wedding party, and the guy that was getting married, he just told us to bring brown dress shoes. So I brought brown dress shoes, but mine were like dark brown, and all the other groomsmen had like light brown. And I didn't know that until everyone was getting dressed, and I was like, I'm not going to be the one person. So I drove out to, it took a 20-minute drive to get out to the Ross store, and then like technically shoplifted them, but I left the money on the counter with a tip. It was just a long ass line, and I didn't have time to stand in line, but I needed the shoes, so I cut the line, walked past, and the shoes were $20. I had, well, it was like 19 something, and I left 25 on the counter and just walked out. So, like, is that shoplifting?
yes, but also no.
I technically gave them
well, it's Ross.
more.
Like, you didn't screw up their inventory or anything.
Right, like they could also just go back on security camera and be like, yes, he definitely took the shoes.
Yeah, but how sure are you that someone
But
actually
the money is, so like, why can't you just like run? Right, but like, why can't you just run that transaction through the register? Like, go back to the security footage, confirm that in fact I did leave the store with them and I didn't come back with them, and just take that money, like scan a different pair of shoes for the barcode, and just like do the transaction, and then it's like no harm, no foul. It's just an extra step for them. But the best part about that is, for that trip, we had rented convertible Camaro. So I literally just like with the top down, I literally like tossed the box of shoes in the back and just slid over the door and just like took off.
Why in such a hurry? I technically shoplifted these. I left $25 on the counter though.
I'm late for a wedding. I don't have time for this.
But
like without fail, I am that person that holds up the show only for weddings. Every other aspect of life, I am like 20 minutes early. Like doctor's appointments and stuff like that.
I didn't realize there was a big area down here. I would have just done it there.
And it's just kind of like bad luck too. Like one of the times I was putting on my belt and the belt snapped. Like, you gotta have a belt, so I had to go out and get a belt. And for my own wedding, which was Saturday, I was at the mall on Friday getting a suit with my wife. And then bringing it over to a tailor and then saying, like, hey, this needs to be done by tomorrow.
So, what you're saying... Well, never mind. I don't plan on getting married again. I was going to say, if I ever invite you to a wedding, just tell you, like, it's the week beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, or just have one that doesn't require a suit. I'll be good. Like, anything that involves a suit. I find some way to screw it up. I think it's just because I hate suits so much. I hate dressing up.
Samesy.
I find it dumb. Because, like, here's the thing. Like, every wedding I go to, like, I have a 3-piece suit. Not a 3-piece suit. Like a matching pants and jacket. It's like a dress shirt and a tie. Right? And, like, without going, like, tux, that's about as fancy as you can get for a social event. And every wedding I go to, there's always people that are showing up in, like, short sleeve button downs with a tie, or, like, khakis, no tie, just, like, you know, one button undone. Stuff like that. And I just feel like I'm at a point in my life, I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with that. That sounds... But, like, why am I getting dressed up for this shit? I don't even know this person.
Guilty. I just, for my brother's wedding, that's the most recent wedding I went to, I just had a button-up shirt and some dress pants on.
I know, but I've been to like fancy ass like balling ass weddings, and like there's still people that just show up like wearing a polo shirt.
Yeah, I wouldn't show up to places like that. That would get... I had too much anxiety to do that. But there's gonna be a bunch of people. It's gonna be like...
Dude, like my friend got married out like in Napa, like at a vineyard in Napa. It was like the most balling experience of my life. And like we were all like dressed to the nines, but uh, like her family's like loaded to the point where like Yeti actually named a color of their one of their lines after the ranch that her family owns in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got money here.
Yeah. Like that's what we're talking about in terms of like how fancy this wedding was. And there was still like people on her side of the family that showed up with just like an untucked like button down shirt they clearly got on the way because it still had like the folding marks like in the shirt, like untucked.
Feast
So the way I
might
see it
go-
is like I'm not going to be in any like photographs for the wedding. Like I'm not family. So what does it matter?
Don't you gotta get a picture with the bride and groom?
No, that's not a thing.
Thought that was the thing.
No, I would have shot myself at my own wedding if that was if that was a thing. I already had to have all of the pictures because we didn't do one of those first look or whatever beforehand.
Yeah.
Which is like a huge advantage of doing a first look is then you can just do all your pictures before the ceremony starts. So you don't have to like waste your cocktail hour doing all your pictures. Like our cocktail hour was delightful. Super jealous. But like the pictures that we had to take got to a point where they're just like, oh, just sit on this bench. And I was like, and smile and like pretend that like you're just casually talking about like what has been going on. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like our casual conversation. It was just me being like, this totally sucks. I hate all of this. And then my wife just laughing. And then those ended up being our wedding photos.
Oh, you two look so happy. Actually,
Yeah.
that picture, I'm freaking miserable.
I'm actually making fun of you while you're taking the picture. So,
Steve, how are you?
how about that? Anyway, long ways of saying I won't be around tomorrow. So
That's it.
I'll catch you sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait around on Thursdays. I guess I'll just wait to see you pop a message in.
Yeah, at this point, like
Nice, Steve.
I've had like 2 Thursdays free, and then my friend's been trying to like game as well. And I'm like, well, okay, I can't do like all nights of the week here, so I've been like picking my days. So I had like this past Thursday, I think it was the first Thursday in a while where I didn't have anything going on, so just did Halo. But yeah, I think going forward with this new job, I'll probably just message you because I think about it at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and then if I get distracted, I don't send a message. But I'll start sending a message.
Yeah, it's at me.
Yep, will do. Sucks growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Here's a good night.
You as well.
Alright, I can go ahead and leave Discord. You two are still pretty young. Yeah, tell it to my back. Tell it to my back. Tell me I'm so young. Oh, so that. Yeah. Anything else I can just cut down, I guess. We'll keep the one trailer. I still need to figure out where I'm going to get 400,000 liters of trees from. Oh, there's a ditch there. Big bud. Dude, I really like the music on this thing. It's a shame I can't play it here because I was jamming out to that when I was running logs when I wasn't live streaming. It's so good. Chasing You. It's like a remixed version of Chasing You by Morgan Wallen, and then there's like another Morgan Wallen song. But they're all like have like rap beats behind them. Alright, and then we'll keep this other one over here. We just need to figure out, because it won't let me. Yeah, well, let me spawn anything. I should have went with the smaller one. Hindsight's 2020. Can I, if I do, what is it? So storing, distributing, will it send it to the sawmill? How's this doing? Does it need anything? Nope, she's pretty good on everything. Oh, that boards are just floating though. Let's see, if I... Distributing. That's a lot of wood. That's what she said. Oh crap, how do I get out of here? Oh man, That's one way to do it. Yeah, I don't think that's doing what I want it to either, so... Change the storing and hopefully we can find 400,000 liters of wood somewhere, but that'll do it for me tonight. It is midnight. If you guys haven't already, do me a huge favor, leave a like down below. It does help me out so very, very much, and I do appreciate it so very, very much. If you guys do want to see future Farming Fridays, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you guys want to know if I whenever do go live or upload a video, click the notification bell. As always, guys, thank you so very, very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.